What's going on, YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs, just coming to you guys here on Wednesday night with a July recap of my sales on eBay. I actually realized looking back this month that I hadn't done a lot of sales updates. I apologize. I normally try to do them each week, but I hadn't done one since my June recap. So if you're new to my channel, I am a part-time eBay seller and a full-time corporate finance analyst. I use this channel to track the journey of my business, the growth of it, and just kind of the overall eBay and how it plays into my life. It's a great way for me to share with the reselling community, which has been amazing to me. It's also a great way for me to learn from all you awesome people tuning in, all you awesome resellers, and the knowledge you guys have out there. The format of these videos is really just to share with you what's sold, since I've done my last sales update video. And how I'm tracking for my 100K goal. And as you can see from the title slide, I set a fairly big goal for myself this year, and that was to sell $100,000 of clothing part-time. And last year, I ended the year selling $42,000, so I roughly wanted to double the size of my business, a little more than double. And so I've been tracking it and showing it every month, just seeing how that's been going for me. So looks like we got people starting to pour in. I appreciate that. We got 25 watching live. I'm just going to check to make sure my sound is good. And then the format of these videos is I will share with you 15 items that sold recently. I'll talk about what they sold for, why they sold, why I picked them up, what I bought them for. Then I'll also share with you my spreadsheets that I use to track my business. Kind of shows how many items I list and the different things like that, the metrics that I care about. So it looks like, hi, Michelle, at Reseller Hustle, Stacy, you got Dom's Deals, Thrifty Nickel, and a bunch more. Sorry if I don't shout you out right now, but we will definitely do some Q&A at the end. I always try to save a little bit of time for that. And I just want to jump in and give you guys the content. And thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that. She said, congrats on the 60-day total. Just finally got over the 10K mark again for the last 60 days. Summer has been brutal, so it's nice to see things moving. Hi, Anna. All right, so let me just jump in here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and I'll show you my fancy dancy spreadsheet that I use. I am a spreadsheet guy. I work in finance, so I could live in spreadsheets. This template, if you're new to my channel, is for free on my website. If you are looking for a template, feel free to go over to endlessentrepreneurs.com and grab it. They're just a free template for you to use if you'd like. So for those of you who haven't seen this template, I basically keep track of my daily metrics. And what I mean by that is I keep track of each day how many items I list, how many items I sell, what the sale price is for those, so I can see my average sale price, which is right here in column E. I keep track of the items I source, how much I pay for them, and the average cost. And those to me are the main drivers of my business. Also off to the right here, I just kind of keep track of like food and beverage and travel and things like that. Just for the end of the year or your tax time, it's right there, easy to grab. So as you can see here, I have some big gaps where I didn't list any items for July, and that was because I was traveling. Actually was in New York for a big chunk of this for a basketball tournament, and I was in Austin for the Green Room meetup. So just some really fun trips, awesome trips to take, especially in the middle of summer. Really glad I did. The cool part was you'll see the sales here while I was gone. I still was sold 64 items while I was gone. So my eBay business was still running. I usually change my store to the handling time to be a little longer so that I can continue to have sales pour and have my business grow. So pretty cool way. If you do have an eBay business and you still want to travel a little bit, you can make that happen. You just got to be prepared to ship a lot of packages when you get back and be very proactive in communicating with your buyers. So let's just jump let's jump into it and get down here and show you the results. So I finished at, let's see, 53.66 on the month. So I was hoping to hit 6K. We started to come out, the second half of the month was super strong. You can see here. Last day of the month kind of let me down. I thought I was going to be over 5,500. But you can see the 18th, it just starts to ramp up. And pretty much from there on, it was around $200 a day or better. In the last, basically third of the month, I sold almost $3 grand. So hopefully that pace keeps up, and August should be a monster month for me. So far, I think I sold almost $300 August 1st, and I'm on pace to go over 200 tonight. So I'm hoping August is going to be a huge month. I've been putting in a lot of work. It'd be nice to start seeing it pay off. You can see all the listings in the back half of the month. I listed 301 items, which is actually a low total for me. I normally list 350 per month. A little bit of a disappointment, but with all that travel, it's hard to get the volume up. I did get a ton of LL Bean listings up. You can see right here. I had, actually right there, I had, oh, actually the 30th too. I had a worker come over, actually Jason or Prop Sales Channel, Corin's son Ben came over, helped me out. He's an awesome worker. It's probably the third time, maybe fourth time he's come and helped me with the bulk order. If you guys don't know anything to my channel, I bought a 3,000 pair of new without tags LB pants back in May. And I'm down to like the last couple hundred, just getting them organized and getting them up. So that's where you see these big spikes in listings when, batching a ton of those listings. So that's been cool. But the sales on those have been really starting to pick up. I've sold like 5 or more every day for the last like 10 days. Had a couple of days where I've sold almost 20. So it's been pretty cool. Let's see if I make sure I updated this. Sometimes I forget. For some reason my formula bar is not working. That's weird. In either case, I'll show you kind of how I keep track of my goals here. So my goal for the year is 100K. Now this actually, unfortunately, the formula bar is not working. This should be third. Oh no, that's right. Sorry, that is right. So I'm just short of 40K on the year. I'm 37% in my goal, which is definitely behind pace. So I need to roughly sell $63,000 in the next 5 months, which definitely is a stretch without a doubt. I expected to be at about 45 to 46,000 at this point. I thought I would have to make up a bit in the fourth quarter, but I didn't think I have to make up this much. However, seeing the way that the LL Bean sales are starting to scale, and I'm going to adjust my volume, my listing, and I'm pretty sure it's sustainable. I still think I have a shot at hitting it. I think I'm going to land somewhere between 90 and 100K. I do think I'll cross the 90 threshold pretty much. I'm fairly certain I'm going to cross that just because the fourth quarter lift is so big. And the summer slowdown just hit me way more than I thought, if I'm being completely honest. May and June are pretty tough months for me. I went from doing like 6,500 in sales in March to all the way down to like $4,000 in May, and I think like still under $5,000 in June. So July I finally started to come out of it, thank goodness. And hopefully August will be a big month. So enough rambling there. You can kind of see how I like to track my business. These are kind of the key metrics for me. I am moving forward, adjusting my goals. I am going to be listing 450 items a month, non-negotiable, the rest of the year. What I've figured out is that I can safely list 15 items every morning before work. And so as long as I've sourced them, I should be good. And I've been doing that for like 2 weeks straight without a problem. And so then that on the weekends, it leaves time. Even if I want to list more than that and get ahead, I can. So I'm pretty confident I can do 450 unique listings without too much of an issue, which should propel me to where I want to be. So let me switch over here. I'll switch gears. Just want to make sure everything's good in the chat. All right. So just so you guys can see this, I also like to show this because sometimes people just want to see both. Here's my sales for July 1st through the 31st, 5366. So what I did is I picked 15 sales that were kind of unique or good, or just show you guys kind of what I sell on a daily basis and what I like to source. Jeans have been starting to pick up for me finally. They were a little dead during the summer. I've had a lot of silver jeans I found lately, and these are just one of those pair. These actually sold. I took a best offer of $32. They did not sell for that price. They're on sale. I took a best offer. But these are the boot cut. You can see there the line on them. So did pretty well. In these for $4.99. That's my jeans are all flatly priced. So it's pretty good pickup there. And jeans should start to pick up a lot more, I think, with the seasonality coming in. So I'm expecting those to keep pumping out. But good to return there for sure. And this is the new photo I like to take, guys, with my pants. Just kind of like the brand tag you get there, and then the pocket on the back. And then I give like the full flat lay. I used to hang all my pants, and I've switched to flat laying just because it's been quicker to list. And I kind of like the feel and how it looks, and I like having different backgrounds. So when I do my shirts, you'll see those later in a couple items here. I also did save one really big home run item for the end, so hopefully you guys can stick around and see that. I was pretty pumped. It was my biggest sale of the month for sure. So here's just another bread and butter. I love selling Levi's 501. So you can see this is back when I used to hang my jeans. These are 36 by 34s. You can see here's the tag. These are kind of a little beat up, but they're in decent shape. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm up a little later than normal. Normally I don't do videos this late, but I had a really long day at work and just decided to jump on here and do something I wanted to do. So, but yeah, and these for $4.99. These actually, I took a best offer of $24.99 for these, so it was 5 into 25 basically. And these will ship for flat rate for $5.95. I find quite a bit of new Banana Republic stuff because we have an outlet near us. I find a lot of like new, also like kind of like Macy's Cold brand type stuff. But either way, there's a new Banana Republic dress pants and the modern fit. You can see I used to hang them. This is before I switched to flat lane. And it was in these for $3.99. Dress pants are $3.99. Here's the tag. And these actually sold. They're on sale. They sold for full price for like $24.69 or something weird total like that. But it was about $24. Found these while I was in Austin at the Green Room Meetup. Picked these up. I think it was $4 or $5 I picked these up for. And they were a bigger size, 42. And took a best offer of $26. Oh, yeah, they keep yawning. I'm really sorry, guys. But I took a best offer of $26. These are super lightweight. They ship first class, so decent flip on those. And it was nice to make some of my money back on the hotel and everything, all the travel to Austin. Lucky Brand men's jeans. Love selling these. I've been selling a ton of these lately. These just seem, the men's ones just seem to fly off the shelves for me. And I actually took a best offer of, I think it was $27 for these. And in these for $4.99. I usually get like 25 to low 30s for these without a problem. They'll move pretty quick. And you can see, I even forgot to rotate this picture here and there. And actually, I'm curious if anyone wants to let me know in the comments or just, you know, in the chat. I've been having trouble with my eBay app. So all the photos look normal when I load it. And then as soon as I set it to live, I go back later and look, and some of the photos just didn't rotate for some reason, even though it showed them perfectly fine when I made it live from my phone. Because what I typically do is I'll take the pictures on my phone, and then I'll create the draft on my computer, and then I'll go back to my phone and add the pictures and set it live. So just, I don't know what's going on with that. It's kind of annoying having to go back and fix those when you find them. Thank goodness it didn't detract from the sale in this case. All right, here, you guys, if you're not new to my channel, you know I love to sell blazers and suit coats and suits and things like that. This was a Ralph Lauren. It's the green label. It was trim fit, and it was Glen Plaid, which is one of my favorite patterns to sell. A silk wool blend sport coat jacket. See if I could find the tag here for you guys. Oh, actually, well, I guess it's white label technically, but this is green label. It's the same Ralph Lauren line. And so this sold for, it didn't sell for $64.99. It was on sale, and I took a best offer of $36.99 for it. I'm in this for $4.99, and it shipped flat rate for $5.95. So decent turn into 37 there. This was a jersey I got in the big jersey lot back last fall. I paid $12.50 a jersey, about almost 100 jerseys. So this was just one of those ones. Jamal Charles just got traded to Denver, and this sold. So I actually took a best offer of $35 for this. It was on sale for, I was running a 30% off sale, so it wasn't that outrageous to take the $35. 3 times my money, and I've been sitting on these for like 6 or 7 months. I think with football season coming up, most of my jerseys are going to start to fly off the shelves, I hope. But either way, 12 into 35, I can live with that, and it shipped first class. Here is a Brooks Brothers poplin. It's like a, they call it the Brooks Cool line, but it's basically like a lightweight cotton blazer, something that you'd wear in the summertime. And I actually took a best offer of $35 for this. It was on sale at the time. Pictures aren't even that great. You can see this is my old point-and-shoot camera. The coloring's off. I've been using my iPhone, and I love the iPhone, honestly. I don't know why it took me so long to switch, but I absolutely love the iPhone. See the tag there? In any case, you know, $4.99 into 35, and it shipped flat rate for $5.95. Here's a Joseph A. Banks signature suit. I do not pick these up anymore. Went through a time where I was picking these up a lot. I can get them for $10. I actually took a best offer of $40 for this one. It shipped for, part of the reason I took it is because I knew what part of the country it was going to. So I knew the shipping wasn't going to be too bad. So ended up, it was, I think it was like $7 or $8 to ship priority. And so not a terrible profit, but not like something I'd look for the time it takes to list a suit on average. I normally like to get $60 or more for my suits. And that's why I don't pick these up anymore. 40 to 50 seems to be about the price the market's commanding. Unless you can find the signature gold line or a really, really big suit line, like big suit size. So otherwise I've been staying away from these, but needless to say, this still sold, took the best offer of $40. So this is one of the rare cases where women's Lucky jeans sold, and these actually sold full price for $29.99. I had a sale lapse for a couple hours, and they sold for full price. The women's ones just seem to move so much slower for me. I don't really know why. So I've been staying away from buying them, but I still have quite a few listed, so I'm just kind of letting those sell off. I've actually been talking with Jason over on Prof Sales about whether to continue picking them up or not. He's kind of the jean expert in my little circle, and I don't know. I've been staying away from this because I have such a plentiful supply of other jeans, and I've been just sticking to the men's ones. But either case, in these for $4.99, and they're the bootleg style, and they sold. So this was a really cool find, cool score. Took a best offer $45 for this. It's like a heavy brown wool cashmere, like almost like a Huntsman outdoory like type shirt. Really heavy, nice quality. It's got only 5% cashmere, 95% wool. It is a big size as well. Picked this up for $3.99. This sold within like a week of being up, maybe even less. It might have been like the same day. It sold really fast. Took a best offer $45, and out the door it went. Buyer was very happy, I believe. These I picked up in Austin as well. These would have sold for a lot more. I actually took a best offer of $25 for these. These would have sold for a lot more, but there was a tear in the back of the pants, you can see there, that I didn't know. And it was kind of on the butt. And I don't know, I could have marketed it more like a distressed look, but I just want to be honest. I mean, it didn't look like it was designed to be there. So I put it up here. Took a best offer $25. I bought these for actually I think these were $2.99. I got these really cheap. This is one of the cheaper things I found. So $2.99 into $25, and they shipped first class, believe it or not. And here's another pair of silver jeans. These sold for $30 best offer. And again, these aren't boot cut, but they sold and for $4.99. I think they were stretch. I'm not sure the material component. Let me check. Yeah, they had like that stretch factor to a 25% polyester. But either way, silver jeans sell well, guys. And they should. And if your jean sales have been slow, just hang tight. They should be picking up soon. And these have been starting to fly off the shelf for me. Thank goodness. I've sold, I think, 4 pair in the last like 2 weeks of silver jeans. All right, 2 more sales here, guys. And so these I've had for quite a while. I picked these up a couple months ago when I first started getting into shoes, thanks to Tino, the Soul Advisor. These were Keens. They were just hiking water sandals. They're women's. I picked them up. They weren't in like amazing shape, but they weren't in bad shape, as you can see from the pictures. Took a best offer of $35 plus shipping on these. I bought all our shoes are $4.99, so I was really happy with that return. I'm just starting to figure out shoes. I'm very new to them, but these were a good pickup. And this was the home run here. Picked these up for $9.99 while I was in Austin. It's probably the best shoe find I've had. And I ended up taking a best offer of, I think it was $75 plus shipping. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yes, it was. It was $80 all in. So took a best offer there. These moved in like, I think I had them for like a week and a half being back from Austin, and they sold. So be on the lookout. Allen Edmonds is a great brand, but then these unique ones, kind of has like that woven, I guess it's woven cap toe is the technical term for it. And you can tell, like you can see the words, like these were like mint condition, barely worn. Let me look at the bottoms here. You can see like they're barely scuffed up. All the lettering is still legible. I tried to get the marker off the bottom. I tried to use an easy cleaner. I tried to use a couple other things. I could not get it off. Didn't seem to matter. Buyer still picked them up anyways. So they'll be scuffing that off soon enough wearing them. So I'm going to stop sharing now. That is what I've sold recently. July was a good month for me. Just going to see what kind of questions we have. I'll take questions for a little while here, and then I got to finish up my shipping and get to bed. I need to be up early for that live at 5. Yeah. And Shannon's waiting for me to go to sleep. Let's see. Shipwreck said, Luke, do you use your sales tax certificate at Goodwill to save the sales tax? I do not, but at tax time, you can actually deduct sales tax as long as you keep track. At least in North Carolina, you can. So it ends up being deducted on the back end. I don't get the cash flow up front. So Krillin said, I hate boot cut. Interesting. Boot cut seems to just do well for me. Brenda, that's a great question. Said, how do you flat lay on your backdrop? So I just ordered like these vinyl, cheap, like $10 things. They come from China. They're like a screen printed pattern on the vinyl. And I just use it like a tablecloth on top of my table. And that's how I flat lay. Then I don't have to bend over either. Yeah, so Brittany brought up, she just watched Stephanie's video and she mentioned that eBay wants everyone to have an all white background. I have heard bits and pieces of that from other sellers I've chatted with, some other people who went to eBay Open. I think that there's probably definitely some truth to that. I haven't done enough of my own research, so I want to be careful not to be too opinionated on it. What I will say is that I think it'll be a while before the technology or search algorithms are able to penalize you for not having it. I mean, it's going to be a culture shift. They're going to have to shift their entire selling base away from it. I think it's a good idea, honestly, to kind of standardize some of the listings. But at the same time, it's interesting because eBay is such a unique marketplace, right? Like for vintage items, antiques, like it's just a different marketplace. I mean, I know that most of the items are new with tags. I wish that they would use that criteria for new with tags items and not for the vintage type items, only because I feel like things with more character, like I don't know. I feel like having other backgrounds to make things pop is a pretty cool thing, especially with like collectible items and vintage stuff. But either way, like I'm not eBay. I don't make those decisions. It'll be interested to see how it plays out. You know, when you think about it, you've got these massive sellers that have thousands and thousands and thousands of listings up right now with their own background types and things. It's like, what are they going to do? They're going to start to penalize their biggest sellers who don't have that background like right away. I just feel like they're going to have to slowly transition that. That's just my initial thoughts on it. I think right now, the thing I'd be more focused on, I wouldn't worry as much about background. I'd worry about the new shipping options you have here and opting into, the guaranteed shipping program. I think that's the major initiative they're most focused on. And I think it's something that we all should embrace because it's a great opportunity to give our customers a good buying experience. So yeah, that's a long-winded answer to that, but I have heard about it. I don't have an informed decision about it. It may be something we have to adjust to in the future, but I don't mind adjusting. Josh just said he's had the same issue with the eBay app, photos upside down, even best offer option being turned off. That's weird. Michelle said rotation panel only happens when I use my Android phone. Interesting. I use an iPhone. Yeah, Casey's talked about the white background. It's definitely known. They brought it up for sure. I'm just not sure timeline, how they're going to enforce it, if you will be penalized. And there's lots of different factors that they have to figure out as they go. Yeah, I think the whole point is they just want to have the same contrast in all the items. So as you're scrolling, the viewing experience for the buyer is the same. Kind of how Amazon's all just kind of pop off the blank background. I love having a unique background. Honestly, I think it separates you as a seller, but I'll conform to whatever I need to sell on here. Let's see. Someone asked, do I ever iron my clothes? I don't ever iron. I use a steamer. Way easier. Let's see. Anna said, your feedback, do you ask for positive feedback or just let it go? That's a great question. So since me and Chris did our show on Sunday, a lot of people have talked about, because we were talking about discount codes, whether you should put a thank you in your purchases, things like to your buyers. I don't do either. And some people talked about asking for feedback. I've heard a lot of people say they've had a lot of success with it. I haven't personally tested it, so I'm just not sure. I haven't had a problem accumulating feedback, but I've been selling for quite a few years. So getting over 2,000 feedback, it's been several years. So let's see. Poke Central said, does Abercrombie and Fitch jeans sell well? I don't pick them up personally, but a lot of sellers do sell them. Luke, what are your 5 slam dunk women's jeans brands? Let's see. Wow. Put me on the spot here. I love Adriana Goldschmied. Those seem to sell pretty well for me. I mean, I got to say silver jeans sell well right there. Miss Me's used to be right up there. I guess the market's fallen off on them a little bit. Rock Revival is probably my -- favorite jean to sell. It's one of those jeans where like you list it and it's gone in a week. I've loved Rock Revival. That's 4. There's a bunch I'm missing that are way better than that. For some reason, I'm completely blanking right now. But there are a lot of other really, really good jean brands out there. I've just learned about Paige. I was starting to pick up. Let's see. Diana says she asked for feedback and create a 10% coupon code used for the next time shopping with you. They get both in the same email. Yeah, I'm interested. So Chris and I are doing some research, and I think we're both going to try to pilot the discount and just kind of test it. We're both curious on if we actually get sales from it, if you can track it, like all the analytics with it. So we're really gonna investigate and see what that does for us for sure. Let's see.
Stop.
So I'm looking for other questions here. Brandon said you should feel like I quit watching my Netflix show to view you live. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you very much. So Edward's saying the white background will pick up image search better. Right. So I think the purpose of, from my understanding, the purpose of that white background, and I'm going to defer to some of the people who are at eBay Open and put out videos on that, because I'm going to be honest, like right now I'm in the middle of close for work and I haven't done a lot of research on it yet. But I think that they're going towards that image search tool technology they have where you like scan an item and it'll go find it. And I'm assuming the white background makes it easier for that technology to work. That's my assumption. And the buyer experience being standardized. No TV said, what do your Levi's 501s usually sell for? Anywhere between $25 and $30 typically. Yeah, Dom, we spoke about that coupon code a while ago. I'm curious to see how it goes. Stacey said I have a printed thank you postcard. I include my shipments, even though I don't ask for feedback. Went up since I started doing that. Very cool. So Junior Simpson said, do you have repeat customers and what percentage? I have no idea what repeat customers I have. You can hear Thor downstairs. Outside of Thor is really upset I'm doing a live video right now. Outside of, I had this one customer who bought 6 pair of these hiking pants for me for LL Bean. And I've been in contact with them, and they've since bought a couple other ones that I ran out, and then I had a couple returns. Like, if you get any more, let me know. And so I've been in contact. I've had a couple returns that I've resold to them. I've had some other ones similar I've sold them. But outside of that, I don't know how many repeat customers I have. Oh, Hudson Jeans. Thank you, New Frontier. Yeah, Hudson's great as well. Brittany said nudie jeans. I haven't found any of those yet, so that's I think why I didn't bring that up. Diana says Ann Taylor Loft jeans, so great for her. Tom says I use only my Nikon and professional studio strobes. Never use an iPhone, but being a pro product photographer for 25 years has given me an advantage. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure that background makes it a lot easier to know exactly what you're looking for and have the equipment. That's pretty cool, Tom. Josh said, what do you price your Rock Revival jeans? I mean, it depends if they're women's or men's, what line they are. I mean, the thing with pricing, guys, when you ask what to price something at, it's like it depends on so many factors. Like, especially with that brand, there's lots of different styles that sell better than others. Use the sold and completed listings feature, and you can sort by highest sold and search for specific style to get like an idea. What I like to do is I'll search that way, I'll sort it, and then I'll take like the upper 30 listings that have sold, and I'll try to price right in the middle of it because I like to get that high. But typically Rock Revival anywhere between like 40 and 60 bucks for me, sometimes up to like 80 or 90 if they're a really good men's line. Jones says, I think our personal biases influence how we decide our policies. I hate when people send me an extra email asking for feedback, so I would never do that. Yeah, I totally agree, Joan. And I brought that up on the show with Chris this weekend was I view a standardized postcard, that doesn't do anything for me as a consumer, but that's a very generalized bias because I think it does a lot for other consumers. Clearly, people are having success with it. For me, if someone took the extra minute to write a handwritten note, even a couple sentences, that means the world to me. Just because I know they took their time, which to me is the most valuable asset. But not everyone looks at it that way. Robin said, by the way, Luke, I figured out whether those AG jeans were men's or women's by just doing a bit more research, so I didn't bother with the email. They were men's, the graduate style. Cool. I haven't heard of that style, so thanks for sharing. I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. The men's Adriano Goldschmidt jeans sell great. Let's see. Yeah, Turtle Trader Thor the Wonder Dog. Yeah, he's something else right now. He's in rare form tonight. What else we got here? Jennifer says, I have a thank you, not the size of the business card, and I write a quick note on the back. Very cool. That's an awesome customer experience. Brendan said, off topic, sorry, anyone use GoDaddy, et cetera, for taxes, or how do you do your taxes? I do not. I've heard a lot of great things about GoDaddy, especially if you're trying to streamline your process. I've heard a lot of people endorse it. I've never used it. That spreadsheet you saw I used at the beginning of this video, I use that all year long, every month, and then I roll that into, like, I have a profit and loss template that I roll up for my accountant at the end of the year. So I kind of use my tracker so that I can know how my business is doing, but it also is in the same format I want to use and move it to my profit loss statement. Like I said, both those spreadsheets are on my website. Feel free to grab them, play around, and see if they fit a good fit for you. They're free. If not, then yeah, definitely check out GoDaddy. I think Ronnie Hart uses GoDaddy on Hart's Pickers. A couple other people use it, so I would check some other sellers and see what they say about it. Dana said, no, it's not an extra email. It's in the message when I ship the item. I offer 10% and request feedback. Very cool. Yeah, New Frontier saying GoDaddy bookkeeping is awesome. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. A lot of sellers rave about it. I just haven't made the plunge yet. I'm not sure. I may make the plunge. Right now, I like analytics. So for me, spending a little time on my spreadsheet every day kind of keeps me sane. All right, guys, it is 9:53. I need to ship still. Hopefully this was educational or helpful or informative for you guys. I appreciate everyone watching. We got 72 watching live. Only 20 likes in the video, though. If you guys don't mind, hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. And let me know in the comments kind of how your sales were for July. Let me know if it was a good month, if things are picking up. Hopefully they are for you guys. Hopefully you guys killed it. And hopefully August is off to an awesome start. I'll be back tomorrow morning for the normal live at 5 videos. Hope to see you there with me. And hope everyone has an awesome night. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Like I said, hit that like button on the way out. And if you haven't, check me out on Endless Entrepreneurs on Instagram. I've been trying to post a lot more on there. And if you do have any questions that aren't answered, drop in the comments or shoot me a DM on Instagram. I answer every comment I get, usually within a day or two. So have an awesome night, guys. Thanks.